Hello there YouTube, welcome to another one of my videos. Today a bit of a slightly different topic to show you guys. It's about a tool that's been around for, well, quite a hell of a long time now. I think originally about 1890 something it was first invented in America, I think. And that is the Yankee screwdriver. Now, this is not just a screwdriver. It actually has several things within it that make it very, very useful. They've done them in three sizes. So you've got the large, the medium one, and then the small one. Now you might be wondering what's so special about them. Well, the first thing is this. They come apart like this. You might be thinking, oh no, it's broken, something's gone wrong. But it's not. It's actually like a pump action screwdriver, which is also a ratchet screwdriver in three positions. So you can undo, do up, or just have it fixed. So obviously you can have it so it goes back in like this. You see, it's quite neat like that. And the bits originally for these would have been like flat bits or drill bits, but I'm lucky that I've managed to find somewhere where I can buy like posi drive bits, hex bits, all of that for it. And as I say, they're absolutely amazing really, because you can literally just put your bit in there. Obviously originally this would have had a flat head bit. Open her up like that. And it's actually a very almost early primitive version of an electric screwdriver. So you get your screw, and so you want to have it so it's set to do up, and you literally just like that. There you go. The screw goes in. I'm not going to go all the way through because I don't really want to go into my desk with it, but you get the general idea. And then to undo it, you just bring that back to the other position. So obviously back in the day this would have been very quick, especially if the holes were slightly drilled beforehand. And you might think, well, how can I do that? Well, luckily in this here tin I have all the attachments for all the different sizes of Yankee bits. I've got ones for the large one that I've got here. I've got ones for the medium one, the smaller one. I say original ones would have been more like this for flats really. The problem is it is a bit difficult to put in flat-headed bits, but that's all they had back then, so you just sort of have to deal with it really. I say some of them had like screwdriver bits on them as well. Not screwdriver bits, drill bits that you could put in. That's it. So in that way, your automatic screwdriver. So we'll try it with a flat bit now. We'll try the hole that we used earlier. Set it to the right direction. So it's a bit harder with this one. Sometimes you have to twist and hold it, but once you've got it going, you've got the torque there to put the screw in the wood, you see. And you've got the pump of it just goes straight in. So it is a very clever piece of kit really. And of course you don't have to use the pump action side of it if you don't want to. There's an easier way of doing that, and that's just by shutting it closed and using it. Oh, not like that, hang on. Like that. So now it is literally just a ratchet screwdriver, see? And of course that's the medium one. And of course the large one is a real beast. Wow. This one is not very good. It's got a sort of horrible split handle on the front there. But same principle, you get your screw. Obviously have your right bit in there. See, just pump it in. Obviously I'm not going to go all the way in, but it's huge. It's like 24 inches long at this point. So then obviously same thing, bring that all the way back to there. And you just push down on it. You don't have to turn it unless it's really hard to get it in, but that's one of the advantages over the bigger Yankee ones, you see. So that's the large one, and we've seen the medium one. And now for little small jobs around the house, or your average DIY person might have something like this, which is the smaller one of the crew. Again, same sort of thing, screw in, set to the direction that you're going to put it in. Can be quite a challenge with the smaller ones, but you get the idea. I think I might have bent that screw. So it is a lot easier with the big old Yankee, and if you've got a pre-drilled hole, it's really easy. You can literally just pump it straight into any wood, really. Well, maybe most woods, but let's have a look through our tin, shall we? Right, so we're back here now, and I'll show you all the bits that I've used for my Yankee bits here. We've got a Phillips number 3. Of course, these are not original ones. These have been made specially by a company that make bits for them. That one might be an original, I'm not sure. It is quite rusty. I tried to put oil on them, but obviously you do get a bit of dampness down there. This one's an original because it says, it's very hard to tell, but it does say Yankee on it. Most of them were made in England and some were made in America. In America is where they were commonly made. This one's a Yankee, but the stamping of it's very poor at the top. It could be a fake. So the end of it's quite bad on this one. Flathead bit. Again, this one's not an original. That's more of an original style, I would say. And of course, the bit that's really useful in these modern bits that you can get is one for nuts and bolts. You can literally just put your socket on there and pump away to put in coach screws or something. Have a Phillips there. I've got quite a few in here actually. I think this might be an original Yankee one. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it says standing on it. It's probably very hard to tell on the camera, but this one is an original one. I think you used to be able to buy like selection boxes back in the day. Here's one for the smaller Yankee version. Very hard to zoom in. And I won't go through them all, but you pretty much get the idea that they've obviously made new bits for them, and I've kept a lot of the old original bits. When I buy a Yankee screwdriver, half the time it has the bit that's been left in there for about 30 plus years, and sometimes they're seized in the old screwdriver, sometimes they're not. So what I'll do is I'll start putting them in there. But yeah, the Yankee screwdriver's way ahead of its time, really. I mean, I would almost bet that it's just as quick as a cordless. Now we're going to look at another Yankee screwdriver, which I haven't covered, but it's still interesting. This one is the Yankee Handyman. Now this one, the shaft does not stay inside the screwdriver. It's not like the other two sizes where you can pop it away. This one will have to stay like this. But the good thing about the Handyman one is you open the top, and the great thing about this sort of stuff is you find you get the boot fez for virtually nothing, like 50p or a pound. And if you're very lucky, inside you'll have some bits. Now we've got our flathead bit like we've seen before. We've got I think this one says it's a foreign bit, but still fits a Yankee. The head's a bit chewed on that one. But the best thing about it is it has these little push drills, which I don't know if they made them for the larger ones or not, but these are very useful because you can literally just drill a hole with them. I've got 3 of these, all 3 sizes. So you normally get 3 of those, a couple of screwdriver bits in the top, and I've got one that's still buried in here, hang on. Another Phillips or whatever. So yeah, very useful tool. Probably ought to throw that bit away because I don't think that bit's going to work. Now let's try and drill a small hole, shall we? Try like a medium-sized hole, I think, with this one that says foreign on it. So obviously they're well renowned, but at this point in the 70s, every company, every man and his dog are making a Yankee screwdriver. But the original company is called North Brothers, which was either merged or bought out by Stanley in the early days, I think, in 1900s, I think. Oh, this one's very stiff. This one I haven't actually cleaned up or had working properly. I never got round to doing it, but I'll try it in my other one, hang on. Here we are. This one, you might think, oh, it's just like the others that we got here. But it's not. It's still the medium size, but it's a small medium. It takes the same size bit. So you can take the bit out of this one and pop it into... Oh, yeah. You can still pop it into there, look. But the difference with this one is a hell of a lot smaller. As you've just seen, it is a lot smaller. Different shaft as well. That's because this one is an American one and it's slightly different design. This one is made by North Brothers before it was Stanley, because it says on there Yankee number 30A, North Brothers Manufacturing Company, Philadelphia, USA, and the latest patent number is December 11th 23. So we can establish that this is 100 odd years old, I would say. But the only problem with this one is the spring has gone, because if you open it up, there's no spring. Obviously that's not how it's supposed to work. I took it apart, there is no spring in there. Tried taking a spring out of, say, the English version that I've got here, but the spring's too big, so I'm going to have to see if I can get someone to find me a spring for that. And the other medium one that I've got here, I've got loads more in the shed, I'm just covering a few that I've got to hand, is a 130A English Yankee version. Again, this one's got a flat-headed bit in, not an original bit, but does the job. As I say, if you look on eBay for Yankee bits, you can buy some reproduction ones, and they work all right as far as they go. But the best attachment I ever had, which I've got here somewhere, is the attachment to use hex bits, which basically is limitless. You can use it for anything then. You can put any screw in, any part in, any nut, bolt, whatever. A security bit. I can't find it in my little box here, but it's very similar to this, but it hasn't got the hex top on it. Instead of having a hex top, it's got that on the top, and then at the bottom, instead of having that, it's got that, which basically means you can pretty much put any bit into your Yankee to use it. So that's pretty much it, really. Oh yeah, we haven't tried to drill a hole with the small Yankee yet, have we? Yeah, it's because the handyman one here I got is a little bit seized up. And you'll find just a little drop of oil on the shaft of that, of any of these, will help dramatically, believe it or not. So I'm going to have to use this other one I've got here. There we go, and if by magic we have a drill, a push drill. So now So they're not as good as a really decent sharp drill bit, but it will get you out of spot of bother if you haven't got a cordless drill. And I say generally, if you're doing stuff like this, or you're putting together, say, any big heavy timber, if you've got a decent large, one of those huge Yankees, like the massive ones like your granddad would have in his toolbox, you really can't beat these. They are so, the inertia of the power of the spring in these is enough to force, say, a screw straight into the wood and it will go in there. I would prefer to use, personally, when I do jobs, people, if I haven't got my cordless, I still have room for this in my toolbox, because I can literally just get a screw, put it in my hole that I've got there. And with the big old Yankee, the big heavy one, the largest one they made, it's literally so easy to put it in. I can't really go too advanced on this video because I'm doing it on my desk, but you get the point. But what I might be able to do is take the wood off the side of the desk quick and pump the screw in, and then you can see just how good it is. Alright, I'm just pumping the old screw in now. That's it, done. And you'll see that the Yankee has achieved, if not better or the same as a cordless, just by going through. If I can see if I can do that again, try and capture some video of that. And I say getting it out is the reverse really. You just literally just push. The screw will come out. Here we are again, back with the same wood. I say it's very hard to do this in such a confined space, but as I say, if I get the old screw lined up so you can see it, and hopefully it won't go through the blade desk. Get it lined up so it's going forward and not backwards. Goes in so easy. So I wish I could do this in such a way where, hang on, I might be able to do it here. Might have to turn the old camera around a bit. Alright, ready? Straight in. Where's the screw? Oh, there it is. Look. Straight through. No effort needed really for that. And this is why I would say, if you do want to get a Yankee, get the largest one you can, because it's so much easier just to pump in and out. It really is so easy. Just that, so easy. I say it goes in perfectly fine, like it would as if it was a cordless. But don't forget, when these were made, cordlesses were not around. This is literally way ahead of its time, and I honestly would say they're worth their weight in gold in your toolbox. Always make sure you throw one in there, because you never know when you're going to need it. I mean, I've put so many things together with a Yankee screwdriver, I've lost count now, because they really are absolutely amazing. I wouldn't be without any of my Yankee screwdrivers. I've probably got about 50 in the shed, to be fair. But I prefer the old ones because they're got some more character to them. I'd say they're absolutely massive, some of them, but they work. They do the job that they were intended for. And of course, whether it be an American one or an English one or a German one, they were quite popular in the 60s when Germany came out with a few of their own brands of Yankee screwdrivers. I think they might have been called Spiralux or something like that, I think. Got a few of them. Again, exactly the same thing, same fittings, same principle. There's really no shortage of them around. If you go to a boot sale here in the UK or a flea market in America, you're probably bound to find one. And because before Yankees, you just had this sort of a real great granddad sort of tool, really, but you know, still a lovely tool when it's cleaned up. Nice flat-headed screwdriver. Nothing spectacular. Decent grip on the handle. You should be able to get some decent screws in and out with that. I've got a smaller version of that old traditional one. I think these are more of an English design really, but ever so old. This one here has an inscription of EA on it. Probably the guy that owned it. The handle on this one looks a bit beaten up, but give it a bit of a sharpen up and a bit of a clean, it'll do alright. So I do need to find someone to make a new handle for this one at some point, because this is one of my favourites out of all the Yankee screwdrivers that I've got. The next Yankee screwdriver, again just your standard one. I might as well just show them all now. One that's probably a little bit later, but again still works fine. And then the my favourite one, if it worked, this little American one, which, yeah, that's how easy they should go in and out. Now when I first got this, it was completely seized, but just put a bit of 3-in-1 oil on there. It makes a hell of a difference, which I'm going to hopefully show you now with this specimen here. You see, it goes in and it just stays in. And it's sort of trying to push out, but it hasn't quite got the power in the spring. But very easy to do. Yeah, you don't need any specialised equipment. You just grab your bit of oil, tiny bit there. Some go on the other tools, it don't matter, it'll stop them rusting anyway. Work it in and out. Give it a play, or whatever you want to call it. It looks so bad, but that's what it needs. And yeah, there you go. That is how it's supposed to work. That's working lovely. So there you go. That's all that needed. Just a few drops of oil, and you're well away there. So I just want to say thank you very much for watching, and if you find enjoyment in this video, please like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much for watching, and hope you like something a little bit different. As I say, I'm not an expert on anything like this, but I do like old tools, and if you like old tools, then please stay tuned. Thank you very much for watching.